Hey everyone, it's your girl Breezy B, welcoming you to Game Day Check-In.
Check-in, let's go.
Hey, the first of a plethora of branded shows brought to you by your very own Carolina Sports District.
Let's go.
Game Day Check-In.
Check-in, let's go.
We'll be previewing some high school games, but mostly the middle school highlights.
And don't worry, youth leagues, we've got you covered too.
I know I'm kind of new here, but didn't you follow some youth leagues?
Oh, you speak the truth, K-Dot. Man, the Carolina Sports District's first Offensive Player of the Year, Will Shipley of the Weddington Titans, is currently the starting running back at Clemson. Oh, and oh my gosh, I can't forget about Brandon Buckner, who signed with Oregon and is currently playing for Middle Tennessee.
Hold on, Breezy. I've done my research too.
Okay.
There's also Evan Pryor, our first player of the week. He is currently the running back of the Ohio State. There's also Chaffrey Brown, who was also the MVP of that season. He ended up signing to Chapel Hill.
Oh my gosh. And K-Dot, believe it or not, none of these kids were over the age of 10. Talk about spotting some early superstars.
Somebody got it out there for talent.
All right, now we fast forward to 2023, and even though we haven't posted any new shows in a few years, we are back and clearly better than ever. With our return, we bring to you the first ever CMS Middle School Playoffs,
Known as the Queen City Championships.
This will be the site of the first round of the playoffs. It'll be the top two teams out of each conference. We have 4 conferences. The top 2 teams out of each conference will play. This will be the site for the first one. Round 2 will be at Philip O'Berry, and the championship game will be at Mallard Creek on November the 18th. We're super excited about bringing something new to the city and for our middle school kids.
The players are taking it to heart, and that there's something more to be playing for. We've always had a league champion. But this time to be able to move on is adding something a little extra special.
You guys have already done an amazing job. I really do appreciate it. The only thing we can ask for now is keep putting the word out and get as many people out there to support. You guys are already ahead of the game, man. I appreciate it.
But they didn't have that when I was growing up. Shout out Northridge. Go Hawks!
Oh yes, and they definitely didn't have it when I was at JT. You know? But that right there is the reason for these playoffs, to bring some awareness and recognition to these really talented middle school athletes. Big shout out, by the way, to VTO Sports, who spearheaded these playoffs with the support of CMS.
The top 2 of each conference will make it to the playoffs. Looking forward to see how that goes.
Oh yes, and you know they're going to decide the teams this coming week. I cannot wait.
But guess what? We got the first 5 weeks of the highlights. Let's check it out.
It's your boy Loso coming live from the Carolina Sports District. Game Day Check-In. And the CMS Middle School football is finally here. If you smell what the grass is cooking, baby. We going down to Piedmont versus Eastway, where Piedmont hasn't lost a game in almost a decade. So naturally, that's where we kick off the season. Piedmont Middle School is the name, and Eastway got first dibs on breaking that streak. If looks can be determined on how good a team is, then PMS is as advertised, baby. PMS is set to receive the opening kickoff. Yep, that return was the game's first TD. Moving on, Eastway offense was forced to give the ball back to PMS, and they wasted no time showcasing their high-power offense as they go into the air, airing it out, and added another TD. Then there was another possession for PMS, and I'm sure you get the idea. Yep, another TD, baby. No surprise PMS runs away with this one. Woo! 48-0. After the game, we get a chance to speak with head coach and 8th grader starter Lucas Sutton on what they had to say about CMS Championship.
We did all right. I think we got some things we need to work on to make sure we're a little bit better for next game. But, I like what I saw today. Good first game.
Good first game. All right, Coach. How do you see your team in the playoffs this season?
Oh yeah, man, I see us running the table. I think it's going to be pretty tough for anybody to beat us. Like I said, if we continue to execute like we're supposed to, make sure we're taking the little mistakes out, it's going to be hard for anybody to stay on the field with us and stay competitive.
Lucas at Piedmont Middle School. How do you think today went, Lucas?
I think today was good. We could have executed a little better, but I'm ready to see us improve in the future and, see what happens in the playoffs. We should win. All we got to do is execute, play fast, run hard. I think we'll be good.
Next, we go down to Mid Hill Middle, where the Miners took on the MLK Lions. We all know about MLK having some explosive players on offense, but it was actually the Lions defense that made the game's first big play, forcing a fumble, baby, giving the offense great field position. MLK's offense trying to put a drive together with the air attack. Whoa! What a catch! Officials come in and say, no, I think we're going to have to check out that replay. I don't know, baby. MLK just couldn't capitalize on the turnover, and Mid Hill made sure that they finished the deal on their second possession, scoring on a little RPO keeper from 3 yards out. Mid Hill takes the lead early, 7-0. Mid Hill gets a stop, now going from the air for 10 yards out, increasing their lead 14-0. Fast forward, Mid Hill had a chance to put the game away, but ends up turning the ball over with a hot snap, which was the break that MLK needed to stay alive. MLK now riding their momentum bus, moving the ball, breaking out 1, not 2, not 3, try 6 tackles, maximum effort, baby. Penalties will hold back MLK, so the QB straps up and put the game on his back, lowers his shoulder for the boom hit TD. MLK is on the board, 6-14. Mid Hill looking for ways to run the clock out by using their QB, who's the load to take down. I'm curious, guys, what should his nickname be? Send us a DM and tell us after the show. MLK defense eventually get the stop that they needed, giving their offense a drive to potentially tie the game, but just couldn't get the protection they needed to capitalize in the air. Mid Hill hangs on to a good one, 14-6. Next, we head down to the south side, where it's a battle between South Charlotte and Southwest Middle School, played at Olympic High School, and it's the battle of the South, baby. Charlotte got the offense going in the second quarter, throwing the ball deep in Southwest territory. That play was followed up by a run to get the game's first TD, but the PAT was no good. South Charlotte up 6-0. Southwest looking to answer with 2 minutes left in the half, but the Shockers defense was making life hard. A minute left into the first half, a big-time 31-yard completion made by Southwest, and those guys are pumped. Southwest tried to go to the power run game, but South Charlotte was not having any of that and would take the game in the halftime. Shout out to the cheerleaders. Maybe we'll see these squads at the CMS cheer competition. We now go into the second half. A great kick return by Southwest to start it off. But South Charlotte defense started back where they left off, stuffing the offense and ending that drive. But a sack followed by a high snap changed the momentum of this game. And Southwest offense started using it. Man, somebody check this man's ID. 2 plays later, Southwest finally finds the end zone and takes the lead 8-0. But South Charlotte's passing attack is lethal, and they get it going with the 10-yard completion with some added laundry. South Charlotte's on the move. However, the drive would stall out. And then Southwest decided to unleash an air attack themselves with the 54-yard bomb. Woo! That receiver had 85 yards on 2 receptions alone. Southwest up 14-6. South Charlotte started moving the chains with thoughts on tying the game, but Southwest was just too much for them, ending the game with an interception. Southwest wins with a great season opener, 14-6.
And now we head into our Week 2 highlights, where Community House took on the K-8 Cardinals. Shout out now to CH's Connor Gilbert's parents. Love the blue cleats, Connor. All right, Cardinals come out of the gate on their first possession, scoring with some misdirection, and he's got speed, scoring from 57 yards out. 2 stiff arms later, Cardinals up 8-0. Community House would get their first drive off to a good start with the quarterback boot. But the Cards defense literally took the ball back and he could go to the 21-yard line. The TD saving tackle would work out because the defense forces a turnover on downs. From the exact same spot as the Cardinals' first touchdown, Community House Sixers on a 57-yard run of their own lead with some great downfield blocking, score tied 8-8. Community House would come out second half and score quick, taking the lead 14-8. Special teams played a big part in this game with onside recovery here. Community House would capitalize, putting another Sixer on the board with a 22-yard keeper. Following another successful onside kick, Community House punched another touchdown, going up 26-8. Community House decided to kick the ball deep and make a big hit on the sideline. Cardinals would get back on the board with this 55-yard pass, but Community House comes out on top 32-14. We move now to Crestdale, where the visiting J.M. Robinson Chargers took on Crestdale Middle. J.M. Robinson defense came ready to play, setting the tone early. But Coach Cambruzzi over at Crestdale adjusted down in the red zone with a little play action, getting on the board first. If the Crestdale defense momentum hadn't kicked in yet, it was in full force after this play. A little chaos and confusion creates turnover on downs, and the ball is back with Crestdale. Crestdale would throw some trickery with an HB pass and jump up to a 14-0 lead. A sign of light J.M. Robinson offense would happen on this 40-yard run. It was just too much for J.M. Robinson on this day. Crestdale wins 21-0.
Our mindset was, James our rival, so we have to have like a bigger mindset, be better at everything we do, better at blocking, be smarter than them, and watch the ball.
We just had to do the little things right, keep it going and make sure that we had the good mindset, we had a good attitude coming towards the game.
Yeah, like he said, they're our rivals, Look at the scoreboard, 21-0, because we focus and we did the little things right, like he said.
Not to be left out, we had a chance to stop over at Union County, where middle schools play on Saturdays. It's homecoming at Parkwood High School, where Sun Valley and Parkwood 8th grade teams collided. Sun Valley was up early 6-0, but Parkwood started getting into some rhythm. Parkwood runs right up the middle for their first touchdown of the day. Parkwood feeling it as their defense started to clamp down on Sun Valley. Parkwood forced a punt and went back to their run game, and you can see why. He had to make the entire defense miss twice. Somebody get me a roster. I need to get his name. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Another run here with some mean cutbacks. However, still not in the end zone yet. Ooh, spoke too soon. Another Sixer for Parkwood right up the middle. Parkwood leads 14-6. By Sixer, I meant 6 points for the touchdown. Just wanted to clear that up because you never know. Moving on, don't count Sun Valley out too fast as they get a quick strike in the air for about 65 yards with Eli Wilson delivering to the end zone. However, Sun Valley was unable to make the conversion, still down 12-14. Sun Valley defense looking for a turnover and get the strip, but unfortunately, Parkwood recovers. Parkwood would nickel and dime all the way to the red zone. But Sun Valley was playing some stingy defense with a big pass breakup here on 4th down, putting them in a position to take the lead. Sun Valley run game had some extra fire to it, but can it get them to the end zone? Sun Valley would march to the red zone but throw a pick in the end zone. Parkwood would have the last word, scoring one more time on the crowd. Parkwood wins a thriller 20-12.
What's up, guys? It's your girl BG. We're going to kick off Week 3 back in Central Conference, where Sedgefield Middle School took on the Raiders of Randolph Middle. Sedgefield came out the gate with an aggressive defense, making life hard for Randolph's quarterback. Shortly after Randolph was forced to punt, the punt was good, but Sedgefield's returner said, "I could do better." And guess what? He did better. This time, he took it all the way to the house for a 40-yard return. Sedgefield would go for 2 and make it a tough completion. Sedgefield up early, 8-0. At the end of the second quarter, Randolph would try a little trickery with a double pass, fooling the camera but not the defense. Sedgefield grabs the interception, but there was no pick six. Sedgefield started the second half with a long kick return deep into Randolph's territory, but a flag would bring the play back 50 yards. This may have been one of the most impressive plays of the year so far. Check this out. The QB drops back, then scrambles to the left. Nope, nothing there. Reverse field, making the entire defense miss on the way. Randolph making a TD saving tackle. 2 plays later, another sixer for Sedgefield. Sedgefield would try their luck one more time, but Randolph just wasn't having it, picking them off this time. However, Sedgefield would win the game 28-0.
The overall team goal is to make it to the playoffs, but we got to dominate the rest of the season, win the last few games, and my mindset going into the game is to just kill.
Martin's defense would deliver early, forcing a fumble on the first drive. Bailey's defense let Martin know we are here too, with a hard opening hit themselves. A little miscommunication with the Cougar handoff was all part of the plan. We're going to stick with that story. And here comes the QB gliding into the end zone from 28 yards out. But the PAT was no good. Let's see if that comes back to haunt Martin in the end. Martin up early, 6-0. If middle school fantasy football existed, then I would be starting Martin's defense, as they forced an interception this time. That is 2 turnovers in a row, baby. Martin back on the offense, keeping it on the ground this time, punishing a linebacker. And was that the QB again? Bailey's Caden Anderson lines up in the Wildcat and delivers a little punishment on the end of his run. Bailey moving in the right direction until this high snap. Martin would recover and continue to build those defensive fantasy points. Martin tries to get tricky and throws a double pass, and it is complete. That boy is good. But Bailey continues to keep hurting themselves with those high snaps. Believe it or not, Bailey somehow comes out of the first half still only down 6-0. Moving to the last play in the third quarter, Miles Clark connects on a 19-yard pass to Caden Anderson deep in Martin's territory. Bailey's in Wildcat formation. Go back to Caden Anderson. Bailey now on the board. The 2-point conversion is good, and Bailey takes the lead, 8-6. Fast forward, 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the game. Martin, 4th down, goes into the air to keep the drive alive, but that ball was blanketed by Nicholas and Jackson. If Bailey gets a first down, then it's game over. I think everybody knows who's going to get this ball. Caden Anderson himself powers through his speed. Bailey wins with the defensive battle here, 8-6.
Heading into week 4, let's go down in Charger Land, where Alexander Graham Bulldogs, better known as AG, took on JM Robinson Chargers. Usually not a play we start off with, but after a quick 3 and out, JM Robinson punts a beauty, pinning AG deep in their own territory. No problem, AG literally threw themselves out of trouble on a 20-yard completion. AG would go back to the air on a jailbreak screen, and he is not settling for just 5 yards. More like 35 yards, and he has speed. Robinson would adapt and put a stop to the drive with his sack, and number 58 leading the way. He was everywhere today on defense. Very next play, get used to the name J.D. Krause. He's not just the punter and kicker, he might be Derrick Henry in disguise. That boy can run and run well. That's a 65-yard sixer, Robinson up early 6-0, PAT no good. Let's see if it comes back and haunts them. Moving to the second quarter, AG doing their best USC impression. They would go back to their air attack this time with a tough grab for 40 yards. Robinson goal line D not making life easy with a 3rd down stop here. 4th and goal, and AG decides to try their luck in the air, and they connect. Slip and fall, PAT is still good. He meant to do that, and we're sticking with that stuff. AG up 7-6. A bad snap on the punt would set AG up for great field position. AG would capitalize on the great field position with the 3-yard run, but the PAT was no good. AG leads 13-6, but will that miss come back and haunt them? With AG still up 13-6, Robinson defense made life hard for AG, forcing turnover on downs throughout the second half. Robinson offense would find life with this halfback pass, and you could start feeling the momentum shift. Fourth quarter on the goal line. No secret where the ball is going. That's right, baby. Derrick Henry takes it in. But the PAT is no good. Robinson still trailing by 1 point, 13-12. Robinson would get the ball back, but on 4th down with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game, with this pass they turn the ball over on downs. If AG gets a 1st down, it's game over. But AG turned the ball over on downs themselves and only took 25 seconds off the clock. Very next play, Robinson goes back to halfback pass and completed again to about the 10-yard line. 4th down with 20 seconds left in the game, Robinson attempts a field goal. Remember, their running back is also their kicker, and it is good. But hold on, 1 second is left on the clock. The ball is tipped, AG catches it, and oh, the receiver gets tackled. Coach Kiker and his Chargers come up on top in a nail-biter, 15-13. It's starting to be a trend this year where CMS middle schools are starting to play a game at their neighboring high school. So let's go down to the Dog Pound at Butler High School, where McClintock took on Mint Hill Middle. McClintock offense started the game going in the wrong direction, setting up Mint Hill for great field position. McClintock looking for some get back, and hello! If he didn't have your attention, he got it now. That hit would be followed by an ill-advised Mint Hill throw intercepted by McClintock on the dive. McClintock decided to go to the air themselves, completing a quick slant that would go for 42 yards, but couldn't get any points out of the possession. Opening up the second half, Mint Hill drove to the 10-yard line, looking to get the game's first score but still come up short. Moving to the fourth quarter, score 0-0. McClintock bombs it downfield, but a great interception with a nice return. That play would give Mint Hill the boost they needed. Check this throw and catch out. Toes are in. Now that's impressive, especially considering this is middle school. Mint Hill puts the game's first points on the board. Mint Hill's 2-point conversion is good, and they are up 8-0. Last play of the game, McClintock has to get in the end zone, but a little miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver ends the game with another interception. Mint Hill wins 8-0.
Next, we travel to the Northern Conference, where Ridge Road hosted your boy Loso's alma mater, the undefeated, the undisputed Ranson Raiders, baby. With the third play in the game, Ranson ground game is unleashed with a 60-yard play for the first TD of the game. Ransom up 8-0. Ranson hasn't been scored on all year, and you can see why. Ranson increases the lead 16-0. Ridge Road desperately needed to get something going, and the special teams provided a spark with this return. But Ridge Road mishandles the handoff and gives the ball right back to Ranson. Let's go, Raiders. Ranson's Jameel Watson, everybody, rolls out right direct to his receiver and connects on a tough 25-yard completion. Not sure what was more impressive, guys, the throw, the scramble, or the catch. With a little bit of help from the cheerleaders, Ridge Road defense respond, forcing a fumble and jumping on the ball just before it bounces outside. With 35 seconds left in the first half from the 8-yard line, Ridge Road throws a quick slant for a sixer. Ridge Road down 16-6. The 2-point conversion attempt here, and somehow the ball made it through the defender's fingertips. Ridge Road within one score now, bringing the score 16-8. Ransom cheerleaders get it going in the second half. And their football team did the same thing, reminding everybody why they're undefeated with another Jameel Watson touchdown pass from 42 yards out. And let's just be clear, guys, it was all Ransom for the rest of the game on both sides of the ball. Ransom definitely looking like a contender for the CMS Championship. We had a chance to speak with Ransom's Jameel Watson and coach before they hopped on the bus, and here's what they had to say.
To play quarterback and linebacker, it feels great. I'm really a running back, so it's just easy for me to run the ball, and I got an arm so I can throw it anytime I need to. The key to us staying undefeated is hard work, practice, and keep pushing yourself.
Our motto is like, when we go to a game, nobody's worked harder than us. Kids buy into it, they see the hard work. This thing's a big family now. Like we got this thing rolling, like, and hopefully we just keep it going.
Hey, yo, if you're still watching, that means you made it to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So follow, click, subscribe to all of our social media platforms.
Yep. We'll see you next time.